Yo, what's up? I've cooked up a brand new team for Shadowglow. What you're seeing right now is just the average damage, and this team does not even have a level 70 unit. But before that, a bit of backstory. My guildmate Disobey has decided it's time to take a break from Dislyte. I don't know when he's going to be coming back, but he has blessed me to pilot his account. And let me tell you right now, this account is absolutely stacked. It's got all the right resonance along with R6 trimmers as well. Not everything is R6, but only the ones that matter are R6. Aside from having insane resos, he also has arguably the best relics in the entire game. He has this perfect relics, and it's not just for one unit. He has multiple perfect relics. So thank you to him for allowing me to pilot his account. I also wanted to talk about why people are leaving and how Dislyte is doing monetarily, but that's going to be a separate video. For now, we're going to be focusing on Shadowglow. As soon as he allowed me to pilot his account, I began cooking for each of these bosses. A little disclaimer, you've already seen how stacked the account is, so you can already expect what type of units I'm going to be using, right? So before going into this, just expect that the team is going to be reso heavy. But I'll tell you what resos are going to be necessary and what resos are going to be luxury. So the team that I got 255 million average damage is Lapis in Shadowglow. No more using Ggez. And Lapis is only level 60 as well. If she was level 70, I can probably hit like 320 million average. And the approach for this team is very different from the Ggez team. Instead of allowing your units to die, you actually want them to survive. Alright, let's talk about the build. Lapis does not need to be R6, but every stat matters, because she's going to be the main DPS, and you're going to be putting her on the Thunder set and also Fiery. Your Yujing is going to be Harmony set. Now as for her Resonance, R6 is not needed at all. R2 is going to be ideal, but you can still run her at R0. Now for Unas, he's going to be on the Relief set and crit rate 100%, and also Avatara. A lot of speed, he's not going to be dying. His R6 is a luxury. If you don't have his R6, R2 helps a lot because of the attack buff that he has from the S3. He's in this team for the AP push on his S1 so that you can boost your Lapis. Again, R0 does have this effect, but R6 does give you a lot of damage for Lapis as well, because you can get 200 speed on your Lapis. So again, R6 Unas is going to be a luxury. Lu Sheng does not need added resonance, and he's going to be on slow Harmony set on the Ggez set. Sakura is also going to be on the Harmony set. She needs R6 for the extra stats. The 2P set does not matter. You can run anything on her. Now lastly, Xuan Pin. R6 is going to be a luxury. R2 is ideal, but you can also still run her at R0. She's going to be on the Relief set, counter, and a lot of speed. Alright, let's go in. So the difference between this team and the Ggez team is, instead of taking all of the turns with Ggez, you are only going to be taking 1 to 2 turns with your Lapis during the multiplier phase. Because Lapis is the hardest hitting nuker in the game right now, and there's no one that compares to her damage if you have this setup right here. Even Ggez damage cannot compare to Lapis damage, which you'll see in a bit. And also again, for the Resonance, R2 Yujing is going to be ideal, because her R2 will reset Lapis's S3 so that she can go S3 into S3 again. And also Unas with the R6 effect, giving Lapis 200 speed, means that she's going to be nuking a lot harder. Xuan Pin does not need the R6, but the R6 does help a lot to get you Chariot buff on Lapis faster. And look at her damage, 6.4 million with her S3. And also one thing I found out about Lapis is her damage increase on her S1, this one, increases the final damage of the next S3 by 35%, maximum 3 stacks. This is only a one-time thing. So you need to cast her S1 3 times every single time you use the S3. Because when you use the S3, this buff increase is going to be gone. So you need to stack it up once again. So with this team, you're running Xuan Pin so that you can proc S1 of Lapis to stack up the S3 damage, right? You can stack it up to 3 times, and then once she gets a turn, she's gonna nuke with her S3 and do like 5, 6, sometimes even 10 million damage. And it can go even higher, which I'm gonna show you in a bit. So with this team, there's not a lot of speed tuning or HP tuning to do. The only tuning you need to do is your Lapis needs to be the lowest HP in the team. Outside of that HP tuning, there's nothing else. You can just make all of your units as fast as possible. And you also have to rely on a bit of RNG. You need to rely on some Avatara procs. Look at that, 7.7 million. And you also need to rely on whether Xuan Pin gives the Chariot buff to your Lapis or not. There we go, 209 million. The highest I've seen this team go is 300 million. Let me just do a few blitz and see if I can get it. And there it is, 280 million. Again, if you get really bad RNG, you'll have some runs below 200 million. But look at this. I'm just doing one multi and my average is really high already. The perfect scenario for this team is your Lapis stacks up her S1 3 times before the boss goes into the multiplier phase. And then as soon as it goes into the multiplier phase, your Lapis will do her S3 nuke, your Yujing casts her S3, and then your Lapis is going to do her nuke once again. So you get 2 nukes in one multiplier phase. Now this is the most practical team that I can come up with. You can also swap out Yujing for Zihi, which you can get higher score, but that's a little bit more RNG. So if you want to go for a more practical team, go for this one. But if you want to go for a higher but more volatile team, you can use the Zihi variant. Just swap out the Yujing for Zihi and run her on the, what's it called? Harmony set. There we go. And we got 12 million during the multiplier phase. This is the other version I'm talking about. Removing Yujing for Zihi. And you're going to be putting Zihi on the Harmony set. The only difference between this team and the Yujing team is you only do 1 nuke in the multiply phase with your Lapis. You will not have your second nuke up, so it makes the score a little bit more volatile. And there we go, 277 million. Again, with this team, you can score higher than the Yujing team, about like 10, maybe 20 million. With the Zihi in your team, you're going to be nuking for a lot higher damage. You can go upwards of 10 million. As soon as you go into the multiplier phase, your S3 will reset. So you will have 1 nuke off guaranteed. And Lapis is pretty much guaranteed to get a 10 during the multiplier phase. There we go. Boom. 8.8 million with her S3 nuke. And 2.3 million with her S1. So yeah, this new strat does not use a Daji anymore. But it does require you to have some resonance that are very important. If you don't have an R6 Unas, your score might drop by about 50 to maybe even 80 million. And without an R6 Shuanpin, your score maybe can drop about 10 million. It is a very pay-to-win team, but the good news is Daji is no longer the only unit you can use in Shadowglow anymore. Oh, you thought I was done? No, no, no. You remember this guy? Meta Drew? I mentioned before, his S1 reducing the defense of a boss that cannot be defense broken is going to be meta forever. And now he's going to be meta for Shadowglow as well. How meta is Meta Drew in this team? I'll just let the numbers speak for itself. 700 million in Shadowglow. This is the run right here. 700 million with Meta Drew. But keep in mind, I tried to max out the damage for this team, so I played it on manual. I think you can still get above like 350 or even 400 million if you play it on full auto. But I don't want to level up his Meta Drew, so I only did 1 run. Once again, the ability to reduce the defense of a boss that cannot be defense broken is going to be broken. He is going to be irreplaceable. Meta Drew is now meta for 2 of the bosses, Shadowgale and Shadowglow. Just because the fact that he is bugged and they allow his bug to run. You're gonna see Lapis's damage. Right now she's not really doing that much damage. But look at this. Look at her S3 damage. Boom! 32 million. Her S1 did 5 million. 700 million in Shadowglow with 1 nuke, because we are now allowed to defense ignore Shadowgale and Shadowglow. If you don't have Meta Drew, tough luck, bro. You're not going to be able to compete in Shadowglow and Shadowgale now. Here's the setup for this team. Lapis is just slow. She does not need any speed because your Unas is going to be AP pushing her to 100% and also give her 200 speed, right? Same relics on Unas. Drew will be on the relief set Avatara. Shuanpin will be on relief set Avatara as well. Same relics on Sakura and same relics on Lu Sheng. You want to be prioritizing Drew's S1 over Shuanpin because Drew's S1 is more broken. If you can ignore 100% defense, that's way better than what Shuanpin's S1 can provide. So yeah, Daji is no longer the main meta for Shadowglow, but now it's going to be Meta Drew. Good luck for those who don't have Meta Drew. That's about it. Ciao.